Why the new concerns with hazardous drugs? Here's a 3-minute embellished and historically inaccurate animated explanation. So it's 2004, and the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health was like, we've been making hazardous drug recommendations for like 20 years. Are we doing enough to protect healthcare workers? Let's take it a step further. How about we list out all of the drugs that are hazardous and make some recommendations to keep healthcare workers safe? Yup, there we go. Healthcare workers are safe forever thanks to our recommendation. So about 8 years pass, and NIOSH is looking at the safety data, and they aren't very happy. So they call up USP, and they come in hot. They're like, USP, we need some help. We've been making recommendations for like 30 years, and it seems like no one, but UNMH, is following them. Nurses and babies are getting sick, like bad. We need some regs. We need some regulations with some teeth, but not like that. Yeah, like that. And we want TJC, the boards of pharmacy, and OSHA all to be down. It should be law that all cytotoxic drugs like methotrexate, cyclophosphamide, and cytarabine should be handled carefully, made in a hazard with a closed system transfer device, and then administered carefully. And USB was like, yeah, you got a point there. Cytotoxic drugs are dangerous. So NIOSH was on a roll, and they're like, yeah, the same goes for fosphenytoin, Depo-Provera, and oxytocin, and everything else that's hazardous. And USB was like, no, but thanks for the list. So USB got together, and they're like, let's put this in black and white. Let's write some regs. Sure thing. We'll cover all things hazardous from receipt to administration. We'll include sterile and non-sterile compounds. What about that NIOSH list? Let's do this. Compounded cytotoxic chemotherapy follow all of the USP 800 rules. Everything else needs to be part of an assessment of risk. And so USP 800 was pretty much done. Why they titled it USP 800? I don't know. So USP sent out a draft, and a team of nurses, pharmacists, and safety got together and formed the Hazardous Drug Oversight Committee. But they were like, dude, we pretty much do all of this stuff. Cool, let's just write our SOPs and we're out of here. So what about that assessment of risk? We did need to go drug by drug through the NIOSH table, so we called up some other facilities and looked at what they were doing. We agreed on a few algorithms, and we set up a big Excel table based on those algorithms, but in the end we thought, 3 pages of algorithms? That doesn't look so easy. Okay, how about we break it down into 2 categories, A for hazardous drugs and C for chemo. Wait, what about category B? What happened to that? Well, there are A batteries and C batteries, and nobody asked about B batteries. Batteries are a good analogy, but maybe we could make it even simpler. Let's call it for C for chemo and H for hazardous. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. From there, we finalized our documents, made some education, took our documents around to a bunch of different UNMH committees, and then shared and discussed with other facilities throughout the city, state, and even the nation. Now we'd like your opinion. Let us know if you can find any ways to improve our handling of hazardous drugs any further. Thanks, that's it.